Shaquille O'Neal, Superman, the Big Diesel himself, easily one of the most dominant big men to ever play NBA basketball. He's played on 6 different teams. This includes the Orlando Magic, Los Angeles Lakers, Miami Heat, Phoenix Suns, Cleveland Cavaliers, and Boston Celtics. So let's rank every version of Shaq from worst to best. Now before we get to the ranking, I want to share with you an amazing new sports app known as Stadium Live. Stadium Live is an app that has it all. Mini games, NBA 2K live streams, voting polls, trivia, a vibrant community to meet new people, debate sports topics, and a customizable avatar to represent yourself. You can earn coins for answering questions correctly, winning mini games, completing challenges, having the hottest sports takes and opinions, and through the daily vibe check. You can use your coins to buy more gear for your avatar. One of my favorite mini games is Buzzer Beater. It's easy to learn but addicting at the same time. You can also create your own squad. My squad is obviously Rebound Rewind, and I could use some new friends to join me on the squad. Best of all, the app is free to download, so give it a try. Download Stadium Live for free by clicking that top link down below. Thanks to Stadium Live for sponsoring this video. And now for that Shaq ranking. Coming in last place, the worst version of Shaq is easily his time in Boston. At this point in his career, he was 38 years old and only played 37 games. Celtics Shaq averaged 9.2 points per game. This Boston team was definitely a title contender with veteran talent, and Shaq did fit fairly well for his role on the team. The issue was he kept getting injured, so he couldn't make a long-lasting impact throughout the season. Had Shaq played a full season, he may have ranked higher on this list. Coming in 5th place, the second worst version of Shaq was 2010 Cleveland Cavaliers Shaq. Now, this version of Shaq is also probably the most underrated version of Shaq. Many saw this Shaq as washed up, but honestly, I think he did a far better job than most 37-year-old centers could have. In Cleveland, Shaq averaged 12 points per game, about 7 rebounds, but only played 23 minutes per game. Averaging 12 points in 23 minutes for a 37-year-old is actually quite good. Keep in mind that this Cavs team was stacked with centers like Big Z's, Adrunas Ilgauskas, and Anderson Varejao. Shaq even did fairly well during the playoffs on this team. Against the Celtics, Cavs Shaq scored 21 points in Game 5 and averaged almost 14 points per game throughout that playoff series. At 4th place, we have Phoenix Suns Shaq. Shaq played in Phoenix for about 1.5 seasons, ages 35 through 36. In his full season, he did really well, especially for a 36-year-old. He averaged 17.8 points per game, 8.4 total rebounds, and shot at one of his highest, 61% field goal percentage. That is extreme efficiency. The Shaq and Steve combo actually did pretty great as a duo, but some may have seen this team as a bit of a failure in the sense that on paper, a team with Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire, Grant Hill, Robin Lopez, Goran Dragic, and Shaq himself, well, that team at the very least sounds like a playoff team to me. This team almost made the playoffs, but unfortunately missed it, ending up in 9th place with a 46-36 record. The Jazz took 8th place with a 48-34 record. The Lakers were the number 1 seed, so a Shaq Suns versus Kobe Lakers playoff round would have been some must-see basketball if it ever happened. In 3rd place, we have Miami Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq spent roughly 3 seasons with the Heat from the years 2004 through 2007. He also accomplished many great things in Wade County, playing alongside Flash himself, Dwayne Wade. Miami Shaq averaged about 20 points per game, roughly 10 rebounds, and his best accomplishment was winning that ring in 2006. Sure, Wade was Finals MVP, but there would be no chip to begin with without Shaq. He was definitely a key factor in that Heat comeback in the finals. I would have ranked Miami Shaq higher if he was healthier, but there is just too much competition going forward. Regardless, this is still one of the best Shaqs on the list. In 2nd place, we have Orlando Magic Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq spent 4 seasons in Orlando, his first 4 seasons, mind you, and this was the Shaq that broke the NBA, both figuratively and literally. Shaq was literally busting up hoops and destroying backboards in Disney World. Shaq even went to the finals in 1995 and faced the Houston Rockets. The Magic did get badly swept in the finals, but but honestly, for such a young team, even getting to the finals was an accomplishment in of itself, especially with Shaq being only 22 years old, and he gave it his all in that series, averaging 28 points per game. During his time in Orlando, he was averaging roughly 27 points per game throughout the regular season and was playing winning basketball. I put Orlando Shaq ahead of Heat Shaq because, well, he was healthier and far more athletic. And while Heat Shaq does have a higher basketball IQ, Shaq's game has always been about physical dominance and wasn't so much about finessing the defense. So athleticism would be more important in this situation. And in first place, hopefully to no one's surprise, is Los Angeles Lakers Shaq. This is the Shaq that redefined NBA dynasties and three-peated with the legend himself, Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace to the Mamba. Lakers Shaq was an absolute monster. Lakers Shaq won an MVP in 1999 and was one vote shy of being unanimous MVP. Shaq spent the longest of his career in LA, and more importantly, the longest of his prime. He won the most games, won the most playoff rounds, and obviously won the most rings. This Shaq has the athleticism of Orlando Shaq with the IQ of Miami Shaq. It's the best of both worlds. This Shaq is one of the best centers to ever play NBA basketball and probably the most dominant NBA body to ever lace up on a court. And he himself was so physically dominant, his ranking as one of the most dominant might stay that way for a long time. So to recap, the ranking goes Celtics Shaq, Cavs Shaq, Suns Shaq, Heat Shaq, Magic Shaq, and Lakers Shaq. So let me know what you think. Do you agree with this ranking? And also, who would you like to see me rank next? I'm planning to do one of these for Carmelo Anthony, Kyrie Irving, and more. Don't forget to leave some suggestions for future uploads, subscribe with notifications turned on. I'm Rebound Rewind, and I'll fast forward to you later.